Hello and welcome back to another Japan vlog. So this morning we checked out of our hotel in Osaka, near the Osaka Umeda station. So this is us heading over to that line. We took it one stop to Shin Osaka to be able to catch our Shinkansen. So this is the area at the Shinkansen. We had picked up a bag of bento boxes for us to take on the train with us. It seemed like that's a very popular thing for people to do, is bring your own bento box or meal from the station with you on the train. So this is us heading over. Those are the front areas. We had to figure out our tickets. It was not very difficult to figure out, but we were on track 15 and it left at 9:54 a.m. So here is us waiting for the Shinkansen. We maybe waited 15 minutes for the Shinkansen, and it came from the western part of Japan, and it came over to Osaka, and then later it goes for our destination over to Tokyo. So it's really interesting to see how these trains figure out their routes, and they go pretty much across the entire country. It's extremely impressive to look at the maps and to really figure out how they figured out how to make rail travel so efficient. But anyways, this is once we sat down at our spots. All the seats are assigned, so you don't have to worry about that. It makes it so much easier. I found a Dr. Pepper and a cup of ice over in the station, and we got one chicken bento box. It was still crispy even though it was cold, and then it had rice and like a potato salad and some shredded carrots. This one had potato salad, shredded carrots, and it had beef. The beef was cold. It was well seasoned, and it was very good. And here's a look at our view for the Shinkansen.
hope you enjoyed the view from the Shinkansen. It was a really smooth, relaxing ride. I mean, you're traveling at over 200 miles an hour, and you really can't tell except for the fact that the countryside's blown by you so fast. I have to say that it's just really convenient and really easy to use, the Shinkansen, and we really enjoyed it. We did get the Mount Fuji side seats both times, but unfortunately it was too cloudy, so we couldn't catch a good view of it. So yeah. In terms of like traveling with baggage, one of the things that was really nice about Japan was that it was really easy to ship your bags. So those were the bags that we took with us, but we actually shipped our luggage from our hotel in Osaka all the way to Narita Airport for our flight the next day. And it was only something like $20 US dollars per bag. And it's really just this convenient and easy service where you just drop your bags off at the front desk of your hotel, send them the info, pay the bill, and then they show up at the next spot. In fact, when we went to pick up our luggage the next day at the airport, the pickup station was right next to the check-in counters at the airport.
Before we checked into our next hotel, we decided to stop by Wendy's First Kitchen. We got fries, a soda, a matcha latte, which was excellent. Wendy's chili, which was different from back in the States, and fried chicken, which was so good. They had ads for a boy band on the wall, and I thought that was fun and interesting. But yeah, next we went to Ueno Park, and it was in the thick of cherry blossom season. So we were very lucky to be able to see all the cherry blossoms in the park. In Japanese, it is Sakura no Miya, which is to go to the park and experience the cherry blossoms. So people bring tarps out and their whole family, and they make a day out of it just to go to the park and sit under the cherry blossoms. It was so beautiful. I was incredibly grateful to be able to be there and experience it. It was amazing. It was packed, but it was just a fun time to be around and experience the cherry blossoms. As we were exploring the very expansive Ueno Park, we came across a temple, and it was just really interesting to be able to, see all of this rich history right in the middle of the city, right in the park. That was something that I found that was so special in all of the parks that we visited when we were in Tokyo. You're in this huge metropolis, and right in the center, they have this huge land that is designated as a park, and it has temples and rich history. You can even see the skyscrapers in the background. It was just breathtaking. So yeah, here is a look at our view from the temple up there. But it was just something special and just very, very interesting to take in. Our next thing that we had planned for our very last night in Tokyo was to do TeamLab Borderless. So it is a well-known and popular art exhibit that is fully immersive. You're able to walk around the entire thing. There is mirrors on some of the rooms, the walls, and you can see yourself. There's so many different lighting experiences that they plan. The rooms, as it mentions, it changes over time. The art exhibit is constantly changing. It's not like you're just looking at pieces of art on the wall. You are in the art exhibit fully. So here is some clips of that. I would highly, highly recommend this. I thought it was so cool to be able to see. But yeah, here are some clips that we have from TeamLab Borderless.
So after enjoying Team Labs Borderless, we went out to a night market to grab some dinner. We figured we might as well enjoy some of the nightlife out on the streets before we headed out. So we went exploring for some food, and we found a lot of interesting stuff. What we ended up getting was some shawarma. So Adriana got some shawarma over rice, and I got myself a nice wrap, and it was really quite delicious. It was really fun. And then here we are the next morning on the train to Narita Airport. It was easy and convenient. We were right around the corner from the train station, walked in, bought our tickets, hopped on the train, and it takes you directly to Narita Airport. I have to say that the public transit system and the train system in Japan is just unmatched. It is so easy to get from point A to point B. And so here you can see some of the sort of apartments that are right along the train line. And it was a quick walk to the ticketing counters. So here you can see where you check in for your flights. And so we managed to check in without any real issue. And here is our meal for the flight from Tokyo to Seoul, South Korea. We got some chicken again, and it was just a nice little meal. One of those things I appreciated about these short flights was the food was really good. And last but not least, we stopped at the airport lounge in Seoul. I have to say that these are amazing. I can't believe I've traveled for years without them. They even have the beer dispensers that fill from the bottom, so you can drink to your heart's content or as much as you feel reasonable for the trip. Overall, I had an incredible time in Japan. We had an incredible time exploring everything and just having just a wonderful trip together. It's been a lot of fun compiling these vlogs together and kind of just remembering all the little highlights of the trip and all the little things like the wonderful food at the airport lounge. We hope you've enjoyed these vlogs too, and stay tuned for more as they come.